Hey there, we have like eons of stories to tell, so if you want to follow us along on this journey and keep up with all the stories that we have putting out, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. This is the story of the Hulk, a monster who fell from the sky to the savage planet of Sakaar, a whole world full of monsters. But while they stabbed him, burned him, and ate his very flesh, he never forgot the real monsters, the puny humans who sent him here. Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, and Black Bolt, they shot him into space. They thought they were saving their world. They thought he was finally dead, but he survived, because he is the Green Scar, the World Breaker, the Eye of Anger, the Hulk. Hey, what is up everybody, Chad here, and today we start World War Hulk. I've been trying to get to this story for so long, but Planet Hulk took so long to get through. Oh my god. I've been starting to get to this story for so long. Okay, so what I want to ask before I start this video, I have a very important question, okay? Because I know some people who will be like, okay, yeah, I would have sent Hulk off space, or some would be like, no, I would have just kept him here. What would y'all have done if y'all were the Illuminati? All right, so like they weren't like split, but like Namor, he was like, okay, don't do it, and everybody else was like, okay, do it. I side with everybody else. Like I think they should have sent him out, because you gotta think, he literally just freaked out like in Las Vegas and killed like 30 something people. Those people didn't deserve to die. They just died. Like that, they were innocent. They didn't do anything. What else could you have done with them? If you try to lock him up, he can literally just break out whenever he wants. He's the Hulk. You can't stop him. But I mean, I know some people who would just be like, oh, man, we could have just like found something else. Let me know what y'all think, because like I agreed with the Illuminati. I wouldn't have done it like that. But I agreed with what they were trying to do, the way they were thinking, right? So, like, just talk about that in the comments. I can see how y'all think, stuff like that. So, when we last left off, his planet just got blown to smithereens. He just lost his family, his wife, all that stuff. Like, he lost everything that he just came to know and love on Sakaar. He just took off to go back to Earth, right? But before he goes there, the first place he goes to is the moon. So what's on the moon is Black Bolt. Him and all the Inhumans, they live on the moon. They live on the moon at this place called Attilan. That's where all the Inhumans and stuff, they live pretty much, right? So as soon as he lands on the moon, Medusa and Black Bolt, they are just sitting there just waiting on him, right? And they're just sitting there, they're talking their crap. They're just like, oh, Hulk, you tried to fight, like King Black Bolt, before, like, man, what happened to you? You lost. This is not like that time, okay? This is not like that time at all. This is a whole different kind of beast from the Hulk, right? Like, he's way madder than he's ever been. This is the strongest that he has ever been. And Black Bolt is not ready for it. They're just still talking their crap, right? So the Hulk, he's just like, okay, yeah, y'all sent me off space. Y'all blew my planet to smithereens. All the stuff that I love, y'all blew that up. I want y'all's heads now. So he goes in to attack Black Bolt, right? So Black Bolt is super powerful, okay? He is not nobody to just wipe out of the way. Like, he's not no second class, guy right there. Like, he literally can like speak a word and destroy a planet. Like, he is super powerful. But like when when the Hulk walks up to him, he's just like, like he starts getting irritated. He's like, enough. Like, he just whispers, right? And it sends the Hulk flying. He just goes tumbling back. Like, this is like super, like, this whisper was crazy. So basically, like, Medusa and Black Bolt, they start trying to walk away, right? And as soon as they walk away, the Hulk, he gets back up. He's like, okay, I didn't come here to hear you whisper, Black Bolt. I came to hear you scream. And it just cuts from there. It's like, oh my god. The Hulk is really about, like, literally, he is about to, like, take it to all these guys, right? So, from there, right? Literally just go to Earth, right? We're back on Earth right now. And this large hologram, like all of the broadcasts, like all the news broadcasts and everything, like they just show the Hulk, right? He's standing there and he's like talking to everybody. He's like, okay, I'm pretty sure y'all know why I'm here. I'm here for the heroes. Y'all think they're heroes? They're not. These guys, Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, Iron Man, all those guys, they sent me off space, blew my planet up, all that kind of stuff, right? And he's just like telling them about his time on Sakaar, right? They sent me off planet, right? I went and landed on this planet. I was a slave pretty much. They had me fighting in the arenas. I was a gladiator and all that kind of stuff. I had to leave. I had to go and overthrow the king. I ended up becoming the king. I had gained a wife. She was pregnant, and they ended up blowing her to smithereens. They blew her to smithereens, right? So he's telling them all that, he's like talking to them and like telling all these people they have 24 hours. They have 24 hours now. All these people, they have 24 hours to get out of the city, because he's ready to just like destroy all of it. And if they don't get out of the city, he holds up Black Bolt's body, mangled. Like, he did Black Bolt the worst way. The only bad part about this is we could not see it happen. I don't care about the Inhumans. I like Black Bolt, but I don't care about the rest of the Inhumans. That would have been an insane fight. Seeing the Hulk just like destroying Black Bolt, because Black Bolt is like the second most powerful person like on Earth. Well, he was on Earth. He went to the moon after that, but I digress. And like, you know, like from there, we see Iron Man, right? We see Iron Man. He like flies away, and basically like when the Hulk and his Warbound, like, you know, when they appeared and all that stuff, they took out the satellites when they came up there. And so Iron Man, he's like trying to tap into the satellites, right, to like get them going, like to get them back home, pretty much, right? And when he's doing that, Hulk's men, you know, they end up like, you know, like interfering in my Iron Man suit, because he's tapped into the satellite that they're, you know, EMPing. Like they have control over that satellite. You know, they send a shock to him, and he just like starts freaking out. He just like gets shocked by all this like all this stuff that they're just like pumping into him, pretty much, right? So this is where Doctor Strange, you know, he like appears to Iron Man from the sky, right? Like, you know, he has this astral projection, and he's basically appearing to Iron Man, you know, just talking to him from there, right? So Doctor Strange, you know, he's telling him, he's like, okay, he just took out Black Bolt. Black Bolt is like almost infinitely more powerful than you. What are you gonna do here? What can you provide, Iron Man? Nothing. You can't really do much here. And Iron Man, he's just talking to Doctor Strange, because like Doctor Strange, he can get rid of the Hulk. He can get rid of him. He's not, if he were to fight the Hulk, he would lose quick. but he literally has magic that can like get rid of him. He could send him away. You know, he can like send him to like a different dimension. You know, all that different kind of stuff. There's a lot of different options that Doctor Strange has. But the offer that he puts up is that why he don't do it is because, you know, they were the ones who made the mistake. He's not gonna send the Hulk to a different world and let him like, you know, rampage all over that world just because they messed up. Like it's their fault, you know. And they're basically, you know, Doctor Strange is saying, okay, we have to take this head on. Like, we did this. It's time for us to, you know, take accountability here. Like we're responsible for this. We got to do something. All right. So after rejecting the idea, right? You know, Iron Man, he's just like, okay, well, I mean, there's like, you know, unregistered heroes in, you know, like in jail, you know, stuff like that. And basically, this is right after Civil War, right? That's why they're saying this, right? You know, Doctor Strange, he's like, I mean, okay, yeah, you can use those heroes, you know, as long as you're not trying to, you know, arrest them like he's been doing. Because this is right after like all the unregistered heroes, they're still getting locked up. Iron Man, he's not playing that. He's just he's locking up all of them. So he's like throwing out the idea that he'll like, you know, pardon all of the unregistered ones who basically help, right? All the ones that are like willing to help. So this is the smartest thing they could have done right here, right? So Iron Man and Mr. Fantastic, they go to this guy, right? If you don't know who this guy is, I will explain it. Robert Reynolds, right? Basically, if you take Superman and throw him in Marvel and make him a background character, that's who this guy is. But this little scrawny guy right here, this is not the Sentry, okay? When Robert Reynolds transforms, that is the Sentry. It's like 3 different personalities, right? You got Robert Reynolds, you got the Sentry, and you have the evil version of the Sentry called the Void, right? They're basically like equal in power, but the Sentry doesn't, you know, just like lose his stuff as quick as the Void does. So basically, the Sentry, this guy here is super strong. Of all the people on the planet, none of them can stand up to the Hulk at this point. He's super like he's never been as powerful as he is right now. The Sentry is the only one who can. He's the only one who can actually go toe to toe with the Hulk at this point, right? He is super strong. So they go to Robert Reynolds, right? And they're basically like, you know, like asking him to help with the Hulk. You know, Robert Reynolds, he's just like, oh, I mean, is he hurt? And everybody else is just like, I mean, no, not really. You know, we just need you to beat the crap out of him, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, the Sentry, he's like, I mean, I don't know. Like last time I seen him, you know, like the Void, you know, broke all his bones and stuff like that. I don't know if we want to do that. And they're just like, I mean, you have to help us out, right? If you don't, this guy's gonna destroy the planet. So I mean, think of something. Right? And it's like, oh, I mean, okay, yeah. And he starts glowing, and the Sentry comes right on out. But before they leave, right, you know, they're getting ready to leave, and he asks to speak to Tony, right? So he's just talking to Tony. And basically, this is where we cut back to Spider-Man, right? So, Spider-Man, he's not fighting the Hulk, okay? Okay, Spider-Man's got nothing to offer here. So basically what he's trying to do is evacuate the civilians, right? This is normally what the Spider-Man does, like whenever there's like, you know, like big events, you know, like the big heavy hitters. He never fights them, right? He just like tends to all the, you know, all the civilians, you know, try to get them out the way, make sure everyone's safe, right? So he's trying to get all these people out the way, right? But there's these people, right? And they're basically trying to like, you know, not leave pretty much, right? Not knowing that if they don't leave, they'll pretty much die. They're thinking that's a sham pretty much, right? And so, you know, like eventually they hear like this rumbling, right? And they're just thinking that's the Hulk, but no, it's actually the She-Hulk. The She-Hulk, she comes and she's like, okay, I mean, this is just me, all right? The Hulk, the guy Hulk, the He-Hulk, he smashes like 1,000 times harder than that. So do y'all really want to find out what he can, you know, do here? And they're just like, no, and everybody starts leaving, right? So with everyone gone, right, the firemen, they start asking questions. They're like, I mean, ain't it just the Hulk? Like how's this different than any other time that he's freaked out? Like what's different here? I mean, like, yeah, he'll probably kill a few people, but y'all can take him out, right? And basically they're just like, no, this is not anything like those times, all right? This is nothing like that, right? And basically when they're doing that, they see this golden glow in the sky, right? And Spider-Man, he's just like, I mean, yeah, Black Bolt got taken out, but I mean, he was only like the second strongest person, you know, like on Earth pretty much, right? And they're just like, okay, I mean, but there's the first one right there, and they point to the little golden glow and they like close up into it. It's just Iron Man. It's just Iron Man. And then like all like hope that they just had went out the window. So with Iron Man showing up, right? Iron Man just showed up. As soon as he shows up, Spider-Man Spidey sense goes bananas. It goes haywire. To the point where he literally thinks Galactus just showed up to the planet. That is how bad it is. That is the kind of threat that we're talking about here. Because Galactus literally can, in a few moments, can destroy the, like, eat the planet. He can literally eat the planet. And that's what kind of, like, threat that Spider-Man is sensing from the Hulk, right? Because he just showed up. That is what he's getting from that. And basically, as soon as he shows up, Iron Man, he just tells everyone to get out of the way. He's like, okay, don't interfere. Don't touch him. If I don't say don't touch him, the more mad he gets, the stronger he gets. We don't need him getting stronger, okay? Don't make him mad. Let me fight. Y'all just worry about these people, right? So he sends all of them to just go help out these people. She-Hulk, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, all of them. He just sends them to go and just like evacuate all the people, right? As soon as they do that, him and the Hulk just go crashing headlong into each other, just going straight. As soon as they hit, it causes immense shockwaves. So like literally all the windows in the buildings like near them get destroyed. Like that is the force of this crash that was just felt pretty much, right? So Tony Stark, right? This entire time, like he's fighting the Hulk, and he actually has the upper hand here somehow, right? He has his Hulk Buster armor, and he's basically, just like, like taking it to the Hulk, right? So while he's doing that, right, he's basically like talking to the world, right? He's like broadcasting, his voice to the world, right? He's talking about, oh man, this is all my fault, right? I sent them off space. This is my responsibility. I do what I do to protect y'all, like ever since I started putting on this suit, I've taken on responsibilities that, no normal person should be taking on, right? But I do this for y'all. I do this to protect y'all. I do this to make sure y'all are safe. And eventually he sends the Hulk like flying through a building, and he like tells everybody, okay, yeah, I just put some nanobots in him, right? To basically like try to suppress his powers. And when he's doing that, these jets, they just come flying over. The biggest mistake they could have done was to bombard this guy with missiles. And they just bombarded this guy with missiles. And as soon as they do that, he starts reminiscing. He starts reminiscing about his family, his planet, all that stuff. Like literally that explosion that took out his family, his wife, his unborn kids. He just starts reminiscing, and he gets pissed. Like literally, he just thought about his family getting blown to smithereens, and he gets angry. As soon as he does, he jumps back up, takes Iron Man through a building, and they just start falling through all the floors of that building. They just start coming down. He is throwing hands with Iron Man the entire way down, and they are just falling. As soon as they hit the ground, Iron Man laid out cold. The Hulk, he gets up, ready to still fight. So Iron Man has just been taken out. Two of the Illuminati that was supposed to be taken, like that he's coming for, have just been taken out. Now he's just left with two more. Now, I will say, there were supposed to be two more people that was supposed to be that he was supposed to come after, right? Professor X is one, and the other one is Namor. The only reason he's not coming after those two, like, well, not necessarily coming after those two, not necessarily Professor X, because Professor X, after this story called House of M, he had disappeared. No one knew where he was at. Like they couldn't find him pretty much. He disappeared like as soon as the event started, and basically he was never found like after it was done pretty much, right? Namor, the only reason he isn't going after Namor is because Namor is the only one who tried to talk these people into not sending him off planet pretty much, right? Namor was the only one on his side, right? Telling him not to send him and stuff like that. So he's not worried about Namor, all right? Namor, he's good in his eyes, right? So if like the thing is like if Namor was to come up and like help like pick a side, he'd probably side with the Hulk, if anything, if I'm being honest with you. But if you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed the story. We're gonna have more. I'm probably gonna do like some X-Men stories, like alternate between the Hulk and X-Men until I get done with World War Hulk. It's probably like 4 more videos. Cause like there's this super good X-Men story that I want to tell. Like it's like what is it? X-Men like all the way from like House and Powers of X all the way to like Judgment Day, like all that. Like it is amazing. Like it is ridiculously good. So I'll see y'all in the next one.